Okay, so today we'll start the new one. So that is time domain representation of the LTI system. So I will share the screen. So now the screen is visible. Is it visible now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So next concept is the time domain representation. Just wait a minute. The system becomes slow. Okay. So time domain representation of LTI systems. So now we know already what is LTI system. So what is LTI systems? LTI means linear and time invariant. Is it not? Linear and time invariant. So if the system possesses these two properties, then that system we'll call it as LTI system. So now how to represent this LTI systems in uh, time domain? That means why time domain it is representation, the LTI system which we represent in time domain means why it is calling it as time domain means the input x of t or x of n and output y of t or y of n both will be represented in terms of the time variable t. So that's why, so this representation we are calling it as time domain representation. Okay. So now, so if you take any input x of n, okay, so if you take any input x of n, now this one we can represent in terms of the impulses. So say for example, if you take any discrete time signal x of n, okay, it will be having some signal which is represented like this. Okay, so this is -2, -1, 0, 1, this is -1 at 2. So now say for example this is x of n. So now we can represent this x of n in terms of the time shifted impulses. That means, so we know the property that x of n into del of, so k, or del of n minus k if you take the shifted impulse. So we know already the result of this. So what is the result of this? So n minus k, okay, so del of n into n minus k, so which is shifted. So when n become equal to k, that means this n will become equal to k, so then this will results in a the response of this system. Okay, so if I take del of n itself, so then it will become x of 0, right? So if I take x of n into del of n, now when n equal to 0, then you will get the response. The whatever the input signal you take, whenever this impulse response at index n equal to 0, you will get corresponding signal at 0. So this is the response. So similarly, if you shift the impulse by some amount n, so when this n become equal to k, then you will get the corresponding arbitrary input signal. So in the similar way, so we can express this x of n, okay, x of n in terms of time shifted impulses. That means the shifted impulses, either it may be negative or positive. Now at this negative index 2, how we can represent? So we can represent the at minus 2, what is the input signal we can represent? X of minus 2 into del of n minus 2, sorry, n plus 2. So since it is in the negative direction, okay, so similarly, so at minus 1, what we can represent? X of minus 1 into del of n plus 1, okay, and the similar way at x of 0, we can represent x of 0 into del of n plus at 1 x of n minus 1 into del of n minus 1. So this is x of, sorry, x of plus 1. So this is x of plus 1. This is x of 1. And similarly at x of 2, what we can represent? Into del of n minus 2. So now we represent the x of n in terms of the time shifted impulses. Okay, now we have only the index between minus 2 to plus 2. Now if I represent between minus infinity to plus infinity, what we can do? So just you can take this x of n in terms of summation. What will happen? X of n, which is equal to summation. Now from where to where I am taking here for this corresponding input signal, we are taking from minus 2 to plus 2. Summation n equal to minus 2 to plus 2 x of n into del of n minus, say for example, n naught. That is, this is a shifted value of the impulse, is it not? So if I substitute n, it will become, so a corresponding value it will become. So generally if I take the index value, a different index value, so since n and n naught will be different, so just I'll take in terms of k. So that is equal to k equal to minus 2 to plus 2 x of k, because at particular value of k the input signal will be there, into this is a shifted version of the signal, that is shifted version of the impulse. So when n equal to become equal to k, you will get the 0th index. So similarly, whatever k value you substitute and corresponding the value of shifted impulse, you will get the corresponding value. Okay, so this is only from between minus 2 to plus 2. So now if I represent between minus infinity to plus infinity, so now what will happen? So I can represent it as, represent it as x of n, which is equal to summation or n equal to minus infinity to plus infinity, or k equal to minus infinity to plus infinity, x of k into del of n minus k. Okay, so now if I so this is actually only if you take x of n, it is something like k minus n, not n minus k. See, for example, if I take x of 1 or x of minus 1, what will happen? So del of, so just if you put the value of k, we will get to know whether we are plotting it as correct or not. Okay, x of minus 1, so this will be minus 1 minus n. So is it correct? So this will be, so it won't be correct. So then what will be the signal, which is, if I write n minus k, so if I put the value of k equal to minus 1, so then it will become del of n plus 1. So this is the actual n minus k, it is not. So this is x of k into del of n minus k. So now if I put the value of k equal to 1 to or whatever, infinity to plus infinity, you will get the input signal in terms of the shifted impulses. Okay, shifted impulses. So this is, we can represent the input signal in terms of the shifted impulses. Okay, so now if I want the response to an arbitrary signal, okay, say for example, I'll give the impulse signal del of n, I'll pass it to the system. So now I'll get the response, something I'll denote it as h of n. Okay, so now this one I'll call it as, so this h of n I'll call it as impulse response. What I'll call it as impulse response. Okay, so that means if I give the impulse signal to a system, it will give the response, so that will denote it as h of n. That output, which will we call it as impulse response, because the response of the system to an input impulse signal. So that's why we will call it as this one as impulse response of the system. Okay, so now this is one of the method we can try to find out the system response, and another methods are there. So we'll do it later. So first one is the output of the system response, that is output system response. So in terms of shifted impulses. Okay, that means, so if I give the any arbitrary signal, okay, arbitrary input signal in terms of shifted impulses, now what is the output of the system? So that is one method we can compute. So what is the output of the system for a time shifted impulses? This is one of the method to compute the output of the LTI systems. Okay, so second method we'll discuss it as using a linear constant coefficient differential or difference equation. Okay, so this is a second method. We will going to compute the output of the system with respect to, so the input in terms of differential or difference equation. So now the third one is using block diagram representation. Okay, So now these are the three methods we will use to compute the response of the output system when we give the arbitrary input signal anything x of n or in time domain x of t. Okay. So now we will see what is the actual output of the system, that is with respect to the time shifted impulses. Okay. Now if you take x of n, which is denoted as k equal to minus infinity to plus infinity x of k into del of n minus k. Okay. So now this is the actual input signal representation. So now if I take y of n, which is the output of the system, LTI system, okay, output of LTI system. So which will be which can be represented as the t, which will be represented as a system t of x of n, okay, t of x of n. So now what y of n can be written it as y of n, it will be equal to t of. Now I will substitute the x of n which I have defined here. Okay. So now what will be the output of the system, LTI system, with respect to this arbitrary input signal x of n, that is summation k equal to minus infinity to plus infinity x of k into del of n minus k. Okay. So this is what output of the system. Now we know that that system which is time invariant as well as the linearity property, that is what LTI system. Now if I apply the linearity property, this x of k, it won't be changed because it is the input signal which we are giving. Okay. So that's why, so if I apply this one, so we'll take k equal to minus infinity to plus infinity. So x of k, it won't change because of the linearity property, since it is a input signal. So now if I apply the system response for it, this only the time shifted impulses. So now we know already, as I told, if I input apply as a impulse signal, the system response, which will be call it as impulse response, that will be noted as h of n. So now this is the impulse response. Okay. So now we know, so if the input is time invariant, say for example any input if I give, if it is time invariant, okay, in LTI system what will happen? Time invariant. In LTI system what will happen? Output is also time invariant, is it not? Output is also time invariant. Now if I give something like del of n minus k, okay, to the impulse, that is response, the system, what is the impulse response? The output is also time shifted impulse response, right? If I shift the input, the output is also shifted. So why? Because it is a property of the system which is time invariant. So that's why apply this one to here. So if I apply the time invariant property, so if I apply the input signal to the system, the impulse response of the system is also time shifted. So now what we can write this response of the system, we can write it as h of n minus k. Okay. So now if I replace this one, the response of the system with respect to time shifted impulse, so then it will become h of n minus k. So now what your output will become? Your output of the system which is y of n, which is equal to summation k equal to minus infinity to plus infinity x of k into h of n minus k. Okay. So, now this one, whatever we get the output of the system with the impulse response of the system for a time shifted impulses with any arbitrary input signal, this one we will call it as convolution sum. Okay, convolution sum. So, now if it is a discrete time signal, this will be called it as convolution sum. If it is a time, that is continuous time signal, if it is continuous time signal, we will call it as convolution integral. Okay. So, this will be called it as convolution integral in the continuous time case. So, is it understood how we get the convolution sum? Hello, is it understood?
Sir.
Gaganashri, understood? Jahnavi, hello.
Yes, sir.
So, is it understood how we get this equation, convolution equation?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So, now this will be called it as convolution sum, and in if you take in continuous time, that will discuss later. So, that will be called it as convolution integral. Okay. So, now y of n, which we can write in form of x of n and h of n. Okay. So, x of n is the input, h of n is the corresponding system's impulse response. So, that we will call it as x of n. This notation of star, that we will call it as convolution, that is convolution of x of n with the impulse response of the system h of n, that will be called it as convolution. So, this star, it will denote the symbol of convolution. Okay. So, this is what we will call it as convolution. So, in terms of equation, if you want to write the convolution, it is x of k into h of n minus k. The k is varying from minus infinity to plus infinity. Okay. So, now we will take one simple problem and we will try to compute the output of the system with an arbitrary input signal. Okay. So, now we take the arbitrary input signal, which is x of n, which is denoted by in the graphical representation. I will take this one as 1 at minus 2 and this as 1 at minus 1 and this as having minus 1 at 0, 2 at 1, this is 2, and similarly at 2 it is 1. Okay. So, now take this input signal and your h of n, it is given by, it is 1 minus 1, it is 1 at minus 1, and if I take as 0, okay, it is 0 at 0 and at 1 it is again 1. So, now this is your h of n and this is your x of n. Now, I want to get the output, that convolution sum, that is convolution output. Compute the output of the system, that convolution output of the system, if the x of n is this one and h of n is this one. So, now we will just take, so the convolution equation, which is equal to summation k equal to minus infinity to plus infinity x of k into h of n minus k. Okay. So, now k is varying from where to where? I am varying from minus 2 to plus 2, is it not? So, now just I will take every input signal and I will convolve with the h of n. Okay. So, it is multiplication here in the summation. I will take a single input, that is x of 1. Now, I'll compute what is y of 1, which is equal to x of 1 into h of n minus 1. Okay, so if I take x of 1, I'll get the x of 1 into h of n minus 1, and y of minus 2. So if I take at minus 2, what will happen? It will give x of minus 2 into h of. So if I put the value of k equal to minus 2, it will become h of n plus 2. Okay, so now first I will compute what is y of minus 2. So what is y of minus 2, which is x of minus 2 into h of n plus 2. So now what is x of minus 2? So x of minus 2, it is at minus 2, it is a value 1. So now what is h of n plus 2? Now h of n is this. H of n plus 2 means I have to shift it 2 times left side, is it not? So what it will become? So if you shift 2 times left side, at minus 3 you will get 1, and minus 2 you will get 0, and minus 1 you will get 1, and at 0 again it will be 0. So now this is your h of n minus, that is n plus 2. Okay, so now multiply this x of minus 2 into h of n plus 2. So what you will get? Only at minus 2 you will get the signal, because the x of minus 2 is only at x of, that is index minus 2. So what is there here minus 2? It is 0. So now if you multiply this one, what you will get? So it will be 0, is it not? So now y of minus 1, what you will get? Y of minus 1, which is equal to x of minus 1 into h of n plus 1. So now shift the input signal by 1 unit left side. So what you will get? So x of minus 1 is at minus 1, it will be having the amplitude 1, and similarly h of n plus 1. So h of n plus 1 means only shifted by 1 unit, that is minus 2 you will get 1, and minus 1 you will get 0, and at 0 you will get 1. Okay, so now this is your h of n plus 1. So now multiply this one. So at minus 1 it is 0 again, this will give 0. And similarly y of 0, which is equal to x of 0 into h of 0, sorry, h of n. So this is k equal to 0. Now x of 0 into h of 0, h of n, what you will get? X of 0 is at 0, it is minus 1. Okay, so now h of n as it is, it will be there, that is minus 1, that is 0, again at 1 it will be having so 1. So now see, minus 1 into 0, again it will be given 0. Okay, so similarly you can compute what is y of 1. So now what is x of 1? X of 1 is 2, x of 1 is, so 2 at 1, the index 1, it is 2. So now this is your x of 1. So now what is h of n minus 1? So if you put k equal to 1, what is h of n minus 1? H of n minus 1. Shift the input signal by 1 unit. So what will we get? So at 0 it will be 1, and at 1 it will be 0, and at, sorry, this is 1, this is 2, it will be having 1. So now 1 into 1, so the impulse signal which will be equal to 0. Okay, so now at x of at x of 2. So what will happen at x of 2? X of 2 will be having the signal which will be having 1 at 2. Now h of n minus 2. So what is h of n minus 2? So shift the signal by 2 units, that is at plus 1 we will be having 1, and at 2 it will be 0, and at 3 it will be 1. So now at 2 you can see, so 1 into that is 0, it will be 0. Now for this particular case the y of n will be the addition of, that is y of n will be the addition of all these impulses. Okay. So since it is giving all it as 0, so output will be 0. Is it not? See, understood now? Is there any doubt? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now take another problem. So we'll try to solve that also. So now your x of n will be equal to, I'll give just wait. So sorry here, so there is a mistake, I will try to tell that. So here you need to compute all the impulses with respect to this input. It will not be a corresponding input. So make sure that here you need to multiply all the things. Okay. So that means, so you need to multiply this impulse to each of this, because the response of the system h of n plus 2 is this. So whole n plus 2 you have to multiply with the x of minus 2. So then you will get, so make sure that here it is not corresponding only the signal at minus 2. Since x of minus 2 we need to multiply to the complete system, that is h of n plus 2. So now this is a shifted version of h of n plus 2. Now we need to multiply each impulses to the corresponding impulses. So now this will be resulting, okay, so this will be resulting, so at this is at 1, so at minus 3 what will be happen? So this is 1 into 1, it will become 1, okay, and 1 into 0 again it will be 0 at minus 2, and at 1 it will be 1. So like this, so since this impulse is multiplied with complete system, it will give the same response. Here also it will be the same response, so which will be equal to, so minus 2 it will be 1, and 0 it will be, that minus 1 it will be 0, and 0 it will be 1. So this is the actual system response for y of minus 2, and this is for y of minus 1, and here it is, so the output will be here, I am writing here. So at 0 it is having a minus 1, so minus 1 into, so here it is minus 1, so at index minus 1 into plus 1 it will become minus 1, and at 0 minus 1 into 0 it will be 0, and at plus 1, so here it is 1 and here it is minus 1, minus 1 into plus 1 it will become minus 1. So this is a response of the system, that is y of 0. Okay. So similarly here in this side you can see the index at, so this is at the amplitude 2, so 2 into 1 it will become the response output system response. At 0 it will be having 2, okay, and at 0 it will be having 0, that is at index it is, and index 1 it will be 0, and index 2 it will be 2 into 1 2. Okay. And similarly x of 2 you will get the response which is, so at index 1, so it will be 1 into 1 it will be 1, and at 2 it will be 0, and at 3 it will be again 1 into 1 1. So now we need to add all these responses. So what are all the responses we got? So this is the one response, okay, and this is another response, and this is another response which is this one, and this one is the another response, and this is a final response. Now we need to add all these y, the output responses, so to get the final output. So now what is y of n? Y of n, I will plot it here. So now at corresponding indexes you need to add it. So now see at minus 3, here it is there any, is there any minus 3? Here it is not there. Now here it is not there, here also it is not there, here also it is not there, and here also it is not there. So at minus 3 you will be having this only this impulse, that is 1. Okay. So now at minus 2, so this will be 0, and here minus 2 it will be 1, 0 plus 1 it is plus 1, and here is it any minus 2? There is no minus 2, here also there is no minus 2, and here also there is no minus 2. So minus 2, only these two signals will be added together, that is 1 plus 0 it will be given it as 1, that is minus 2. And at 0, so sorry minus 1, so this is having minus 1, so which will be having the value 1, and here it is having the value 1, 1 plus 1 which will be 2. Again here you can see at minus 1 it will be having the value minus 1. So now we have 1 plus 1 2, 2 minus 1 it will be given it as again 1, the response 1, and here it is, there is no minus 1, and here also there is no minus 1. So at minus 1 it will be having the response again 1. Okay. So now at 0 you compute, at 0 there is nothing here, and here also there is nothing is there, sorry this is 0 only, this is minus 1, so minus 1 1 is there, sorry this is at 0, this is minus 1 plus 0, minus 1 it is amplitude value 1, and here it will be minus 1, it will become 0. So in this case it will become 0, at minus 1 it will be having 0. Okay. At minus 1 it will be having 0. At 0 now you compute, at 0 there is nothing, here at 0 it will be having the index value 1, and here it is again 0, so 1 plus 0 it will be 1, and you can see here at 0 it will be having 2, so 1 plus 2 it is 3, and here again at 1 it will be there, so 3 plus 1 4. So now at 0 you will be having the value amplitude which is 4, 0. So now 1 you can compute, so there is no signal here at 1, and here also 1 is not there, and here so you will be having 1, that is minus 1 is there at amplitude minus 1 at index value 1. So here at index value 1 it is 0, so that is minus 1 plus 0 it is minus 1, so minus 1, and again here it is index value at 1 it is plus 1, so minus 1 and plus 1 again it will become 0. So now at 2 you see, so there is at 2 you will be having the value, here there is nothing is there, and here also at 2 nothing is there, here also nothing is there. So here only at 2 the amplitude 2 is there, and here at 2 it is 0 is there. Now 2 plus 0 it will be having 2. Okay. So now at 3 you compute, 3 is not there here, here also it is not there, and here also it is not there. So here also it is not there, only the signal which is having amplitude here it is 1. So at 3 it will be having 1. So now this is your output of the system, that is minus 3 to plus 3, which is 1 1 0 4 0, and then here 2, and then here 1, the amplitude. Now this is how you have to compute. Only corresponding signal you should not multiply, you should completely multiply the response of the system with respect to the input signal. So that is what, so complete response of the system you need to multiply with the input signal which is at particular index. So that's how you will compute the convolution. So is it understood now? Any doubt? Hello? Hello? So we will take one more problem, you will better you will understood that. I will take less value of index x of n, which is equal to, I will take just 1, and then here at 2, and here at 1. At minus 1 I will take 1, and 0 I will take 2. So now h of n I will give again, which is a simple one, which is having 1 and 2. Okay. So this is your impulse response. Now we need to compute what is y of n, which is equal to summation k equal to minus infinity to plus infinity x of k into h of n minus k. So now I will compute, so what is, so now y of minus 1 I will compute. So if I compute y of minus 1, what you will get, x of minus 1 into h of n minus 1. So now what is x of minus 1? X of minus 1 will be 1 at minus 1. So this is x of 1, and h of, sorry, if you take minus 1 it will become h of n plus 1. If you substitute, so if you shift the h of n by 1, you will get, this is at 0. So if you shift, so the 1, the amplitude value 1 at, it will become to 0. So this will be 1, and you will get at 1 the 2. So now what is output of this one, that y of minus 1, y of minus 1, this is the value 1. So 1 into 1 it will be 1. So at 0 it will be 1. So and again here at 1 it will be 2, 2 into 1 it will be 2. Okay. So this is your y of minus 1. Similarly y of minus 2, which will be x of minus 2, sorry, so here minus 1 at 0 is there. Now y of 0 I will compute x of 0 into h of n. So now x of 0 is, it is value 2, and h of n you will be having, so shift, as it is the same signal h of n, which is 1, and it is 2 here. So now what is the output of this system? This is x of 0, and here it is h of n. So now multiply this, what you will get? If you multiply this one, so the amplitude is 2, so 2 into 1 it is 2, at 1 you will get 2, Okay, at 2 you will get, so here amplitude is 2, 2 into 2 it will become 4. Okay, this will be 4 at the amplitude value, that index value 2. So now this and this you have to add it. This is your response y of, that is minus 1, this one. Okay, y of minus 1, and this is your y of minus 2, sorry, y of 0. Okay, so now if you add these two, so now at 0 what is the value? At 0 it will be having 1. So now similarly at 1 it will be having 2, here it is 2, 2 plus 2 it is 4. Okay, and similarly at 2 it will be having 4, here there is nothing is there at 2, so again it will give 4. Okay, so this is the output of the system, that is y of n. So now is it understood? Hello? Hello? So this is the output of the system.
Sir,
So is there any doubt in this? Just ask once if you have any doubt. Hello? Ashwini, is there any doubt?
Sir.
So are you understanding? So the convolution sum, how we can calculate?
Sir, that y of n,
Ah,
repeat again, sir.
so y of n you have to see here only the index value 2 are there in the x of n, is it not? X of minus 1 and x of 0. Now
not
corresponding
visible.
to this one we have to compute the response. So if you just put the index k equal to minus 1, you will get x of minus 1 and h of n plus 1. So this is a shifted impulse response, that is h of n plus 1, and this is x of minus 1. So now if you multiply you will get y of minus 1, right? In the similar way you will get x of 0 and h of n, because the k equal to 0. So now if you multiply these two you will get the signal y of 0. So now this y of 0 and y of minus 1 you have to add it. So now see the index 0. So here at 0, so here at index 0 it will be having the value 1, amplitude value 1. So is there any index here 0? Is there any value, amplitude value? There is nothing is there. So 1 plus 0. So you need to get the value corresponding to index 0, that is amplitude value 1. Okay, so here y of minus 1 and again y of 0. So at 0 index you will get the 1 plus 0, you will get 1. Okay, so at index 1 what will happen? It will be having the amplitude value 2, and here at 1 you will be amplitude value 2 you will be having. So 2 plus 2 at index 1 it will become 4. Okay, and similarly at 2 it is 0 here, y of minus 1, and here y of 0 it is at index 2 it will be having 4. Now 4 plus 0 amplitude value which is having a 4. So this is how we will get the output response y of n by adding y of minus 1 and y of 0. Is it understood now? Hello?
Yes, sir.
So that's how if you get the series of still more the responses, you have to add corresponding output system response whatever you computed with respect to the input index. Okay. So is it fine? So all of you, is it understood? Any doubt? So now try to compute this one. So I'll just give an this one. So the problem, just to try to solve it, and we'll see what is the answer for that one in the next class. Okay. So just I'll give the problem, that is x of n. I'll define it as 1 1, here it is 1, okay, at 0, and 1 again at 1, at 2 it is 0.5, and at 3 it is 0.5. I'll give just this is a x of n, okay, and h of n and h of n, just take it as 1 at 0 and 0.5 at 1 and 0.25 at 2. Just compute this one, and we will do this in the next class, and we will see result, and you will come to know how much you understood with respect to this convolution sum. Okay. Have you taken this problem, x of n and h of n? All of you? Hello?
Sir. Yes, sir.
So now you compute this one, and we will try to do this, and we will solve the next class. We will come to know what is the result, whether it is whatever you are solving is correct or not. Okay. So we'll stop here and we'll continue.